Hello and welcome to another episode of Jimster 586's Lock Shop. Today I have something a little different in a way. I have a Schlage Primus mortise cylinder for you. There's the focus. You can see, of course, it says Schlage. See right there where it says Primus. Very similar layout-wise to a Corbin M-Heart in the fact that it says, Corbin here and it says M-Heart here on the plug. I'm hoping you can see that. I can kind of see that in the camera. There, that's a little better. Obviously, the keying is a lot different. Corbin M-Heart, of course, used Medico-style biaxial keying, so I'm not really displaying that for you. Just put that off to the side. Corbin with the interlocking pins, and M-Heart. But that's not what this is about. This is more about a Schlage Primus. Now your keys look very similar to a conventional Schlage key. Just says Schlage like that. Looks almost like a Schlage C keyway, except for this little groove right here. Until you turn the key over. That where you can read it there. Primus do not duplicate. And this number here does not coincide to the grooving on the key, or the cuts rather, on the key, like on a traditional Schlage. That number, I don't know what that means. Now the thing about Primus is that, as you can see, and I'm trying to get that so you can see it, here's the second set of pins here. This is cut at the factory. The side pinning is done there, and you can have the key pinned to whatever form you want, whatever combination you want. Unfortunately, this is not a cutaway. I wish it was, but it's not. So this is not going to take long to do. It's just a plain old mortise cylinder, other than it's a Primus. And it's got that second set of pinning down here, and then the regular pins up here. So I'm just going to demonstrate it for you real quick, and then maybe we'll get into something else. And of course, that just works the tailpiece on the back, just like any other mortise cylinder. Turns both ways, and that's really about all I have to show you on this. However, like I said, maybe we'll get into something a little else, a little different. So there you have one Schlage, Primus, Schlage, and you can see around the key here where it says Primus. So that's it for that. Now if you've been tuned in recently to my videos, you've seen that I did a special on interchangeable cores. Well, one of the cores that I covered is the large format interchangeable core made by Yale, using the standard Yale, what they call paracentric keyway. These particular ones do. Yale. These are 6-pin. I want to cover this a little more in depth because now I have a housing to put the core in, which I didn't have the other night when I did the demo on interchangeable cores, or I would have done this in more detail. So let me pull out the regular operating keys, set those aside, and use the homemade control key that I have. Somebody took and milled this key back so that it would go further into the plug than its original design. Get the camera to focus. There we go. So let's put that in. And when I operate that, you can see this little tab down here at the end going back and forth. So now that I've got that retracted, similar to any other interchangeable core, there's the housing. Let's put this inside. Now I found that these Yales are a little temperamental. You have to almost force them to go in. There we go. So now I turn the key back to center. This core is now locked in place. So it works like similar to a best, except it's got that little tab at the end, more like a Yale does, or Yale, more like a Schlage. So let's stick the key in for you. You can see it turns the throw member here on the back, which unlocks your door. No problem. Now these cores also have a master key. So these are master keyed cores, which of course changes things a little bit security-wise. The higher number of keys that you have that operate a lock, like master keys, great grandmaster, great grandmaster, and so on, the weaker the security. That's a known fact. That's too many sets of pins, too many combinations being able to open the lock. So there is a master key. There's your regular key. You can see the difference there in the pinning. And pick up my control key here, and we'll put another core in. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. These do stick a little bit. Not the highest quality. I don't really care for this tab design. I much prefer a fixed tab like Best or Corbin Russwin, Medico, any of those. So let's use the other core that I have. We'll do the same exact thing. Put that in. There we go. Okay. Put that in. That's now installed. This one actually went in a lot easier. Oops. Let me do that on camera. Pin differently, of course. Turns freely. You can see it turning this member on the back. So it works just like it's supposed to, which is a good thing. And we have that same master key, which will work this lock without a problem. Just like that. A little temperamental, but definitely workable. And we'll just withdraw the core here. But these housings are actually kind of hard to come by on eBay. It took me a long time to find one of these. I have another one, but the only problem with it is I don't have the control key. So I have this one here that came to me already inside its housing. And I have the operating keys, but I don't have a control key, so I can't take this out. The supposed locksmith that sold these to me doesn't respond to his emails and never bothered to offer me the control key after I specifically asked for it. So, person I definitely will never buy from again. Like I said, a supposed locksmith, but obviously not a very good eBayer. But this works fine, as I say. It works really well, except for the fact that I don't have the control key, because the control key that I have will not work this. But we'll demonstrate that fact for you real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. So there it is. There's that homemade control key. Put it all the way in. And I'd be really surprised if this did work all of a sudden. Boy, would I feel stupid. Nope. See? Doesn't work. So I have a lock that's ready to use, but I can't get the core out of here without, taking it apart myself or taking it to someplace and having them create one, which I could do if I really wanted to. But I'm not using it right now anyway, so what's the point? So there you go. A little more in-depth on Yale. we're at the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching, and enjoy.